If there were a way that you could step on stage with total confidence, own the room, and speak with power without your hands shaking, your voice cracking, or your mind going completely blank, would you want to know how to make that happen? Well, my friends, there is a way. In fact, by the time we're done today, you will have the tools to transform fear into fuel and step into the confident speaker that you are meant to be. Welcome to the Next Stage Speaker Success Secrets podcast. I am Lord Al Jensen, and let me tell you, I know exactly what it's like to feel the rush of nerves before stepping on stage. But here's the secret. It's not about eliminating nerves. It's about mastering them. After delivering more than 7,500 stage presentations, including 200 or so in the past year alone, I have cracked the code on turning fear into unshakable confidence. I've worked with speakers who were absolutely terrified to take the mic, and I've helped them transform into commanding, powerful, audience-winning speakers. And today, I'm going to help you do the same thing. Here's what we're diving into. The real reason you feel stage fright. It's not what you think. How top speakers harness nervous energy and use it to command attention. And the exact techniques that you can use today to eliminate fear, to control your nerves, and walk on the stage like you own it. By the end of this episode, you're going to have practical, no BS tools that you can use immediately to start speaking with confidence, even if public speaking has always been your biggest fear. So if you've ever felt like stage fright is holding you back, buckle up, because we are about to change that. Let's get started. If you've ever felt your heart racing, your mouth going dry, or your brain going blank when stepping on stage, you are not alone. But here's what most people don't realize. Stage fright isn't the problem. It's a symptom. It's not about fear. It's about energy. Energy that's been misdirected. If we can reframe that energy, you can turn nervousness into confidence and hesitation into power. Let's start by breaking down exactly why stage fright happens and how you can start conquering it today. When you feel stage fright, your body is going into that fight or flight mode. Your brain perceives public speaking as a threat, triggering adrenaline, causing rapid heartbeat and shallow breathing. Now, that's not because you're a bad speaker. It's simply because your brain thinks you're about to face a predator. The physical symptoms of both are the same: heart pounding, adrenaline rush, and heightened alertness. What's the difference? Well, it's all how you label it. If you tell yourself, I am so nervous, your brain responds, oh crap, this is dangerous. But if you say, I'm excited, I'm ready, I've got something valuable to share, then your brain shifts gears. The next time you feel stage fright creeping in, instead of saying, I'm nervous, just say, I'm excited. The small tweak tricks your brain into channeling that nervous energy into positive energy. Top performers, including actors, musicians, and pro athletes, they use this trick before stepping onto their biggest stages. And now, so will you. There are 3 major myths about stage fright that are keeping you stuck. Let's cover those. Myth number 1, I need to eliminate my nerves to be a great speaker. No, that's wrong. Some of the best speakers in the world, TEDx speakers, CEOs, even stand-up comedians, they still get nervous. What's the difference? They use their nerves instead of letting their nerves use them. Except that nerves are normal, but they do not control you. Use your nerves as fuel to bring more passion and energy to your delivery. Shift from thinking that I've got to be perfect to I just need to be prepared and present. Myth number 2, if I mess up, the audience will judge me. Listen, your audience is not waiting for you to fail. They are not secretly hoping that you're going to forget your words. They are rooting for you. They're on your side. They want you to do well. Think about this. Have you ever seen a speaker stumble over a word or maybe lose their train of thought? Did you sit there and think, what an idiot? No, of course not. You probably didn't even remember it a few seconds later. Here's what to do instead. If you mess up, own it. Laugh it off, but keep going. Pause and breathe. Most mistakes feel way bigger in your head than they actually are. Ask a question or tell a quick story to give yourself a moment to reset. Here's a pro tip. Nervous speakers rush through their words. Confident speakers control the room. Here's myth number 3. I have to be perfect to be a great speaker. Well, perfection is a myth. Some of the most memorable speakers are not flawless. They're authentic. Instead, ditch the script. Instead of memorizing every word, just focus on key points. Embrace your quirks, your humor, your passion, or maybe your storytelling style. That's what really makes you memorable. And connect. Don't perform. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to create a real connection with your audience. Now, you wonder how to trick your brain into confidence before you even step on stage? Do you want an instant confidence boost before speaking? Try this. It's the pre-talk power routine. I call it 5 minutes to confidence. Do a power pose for 2 minutes. Stand tall, hands on your hips, feet shoulder width apart. Now, Harvard research has proven that this lowers stress and boosts confidence. Controlled breathing. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds. Exhale for 8 seconds. This will calm your nervous system. Use verbal affirmations. Repeat, I am prepared. I am powerful. I am ready. Smile and move, because smiling tricks your brain into feeling relaxed, and movement burns off excess nervous energy. This quick routine can reprogram your brain in minutes. Try it before your next meeting, before your next sales pitch, or even a toast at dinner. You'll feel the difference. Let me tell you about Mark. Now, Mark was an incredible entrepreneur, but the thought of public speaking simply terrified him. He avoided interviews, he skipped networking events, and let his fear hold him back from sharing his message. Until one day, he was asked to present his business idea to a room of investors. He knew this was his shot, but he was on the verge of just backing out. Instead, Mark tried these 3 simple things. Number 1, he reframed his fear as excitement. Number 2, he practiced the pre-talk power routine. And 3, he focused on helping the audience instead of worrying about himself. And guess what? He delivered his talk with confidence. He landed the deal, and now speaking is one of his biggest business assets. This stuff works. And if Mark can do it, so can you. All right, now that we've tackled the myths about stage fright and how to control your nerves, let's take it up a level. Confidence isn't just about not feeling nervous. It's about stepping on stage and owning the room. You've seen speakers who command attention from the moment they step up, the kind who make audiences lean in, hang on every word, and walk away inspired. How do they do that? Well, that's what we're going to dive into right now. If you've been listening for a while, you know that I frequently start with a powerful hook, like, if there was a way. Well, that's a strategy that I used earlier. It's one of my favorites because it instantly grabs attention and pulls people in. Now, why does this hook work like magic? Well, most speakers start their talks the wrong way. They introduce themselves. They thank the event organizer. They ramble on before getting to the point. Big mistakes. Your audience does not care about you. Well, at least not yet. What do they care about? Well, they care about what's in it for them, how you're going to help solve their problem, or why they should pay attention now. That's why the "if there were a way" hook is so powerful. It makes an instant promise and gets people thinking, whoa, wait a minute. I want that. Tell me how. Now, here's how to use this hook in your own talk. Here's the simple 3-step formula. Number one, identify the big transformation or the big promise that your talk provides. Phrase it as an "if there were a way" question, and then follow up. Well, there is a way, and that's what we're covering today. Let's look at some examples. A public speaking confidence talk. If there were a way to step on stage, feel completely calm, and speak with confidence, no matter the audience, would you want to know how? Well, there is a way, and that's exactly what we're diving into today. Or a sales and persuasion talk. If there were a way to close more sales without feeling pushy, would you want to know how to do that? Well, there is a way, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Every one of these hooks makes an irresistible promise immediately. Now, this strategy taps into powerful psychological triggers. Number one, curiosity. They instantly wonder, well, what's the secret? It taps into the psychological trigger of desire because you're promising a solution that they already want. And engagement, instead of just talking at them, you're pulling them in. Your job isn't just to deliver information. It's to make your audience need to hear what's coming next. So try this right now. Craft your own hook. Take 30 seconds and do this. Write down the biggest transformation that your talk provides. Rework it into "if there were a way" question. Follow it with, well, there is a way, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. Here's another technique, what I call the drop-in story formula. And I think this is probably the second most powerful way to grab your audience. Drop them straight into the tension of a story. Think about movies. They don't start with 10 minutes of backstory. They throw you right into the action. The wrong way to start a story is, I used to struggle with stage fright. Back in college, I had to give a speech for class. No, here's a better way to start a story. There I was, standing just off stage, waiting to be introduced as the featured speaker to a room of more than 500 marketing managers. My knees felt weak. My stomach was in knots. And then I completely froze. Can you see the difference? One meanders into the story and the other grabs your attention instantly. Why does this work? Well, curiosity. The audience wants to know, wait a minute, what's going to happen next? It causes an emotional connection. The audience sees themselves in your story. And tension and release. You build anticipation and deliver a satisfying resolution. After you drop them into the tension, pause. Let them sit there for a minute before moving forward. Now, the power of you. You got to make it about the audience. If your talk is all about you, I guarantee your audience will check out. Instead of saying, I want to share my story about overcoming fear. No. Instead, say, if you've ever felt that knot in your stomach before stepping on stage, this is for you. Here's another bad example. I want to talk about my journey as a speaker. A better example would be, have you ever felt like you had something important to say, but fear kept you silent? Use the word "you" way more than "I." Your audience should be able to see themselves in your talk. And then show, don't just tell. and use vivid language. Most speakers tell their audience something instead of showing them. Instead of, I was really nervous before my big speech, you could say, my palms were sweating. My heart pounded so hard that I could hear it in my ears. I gripped the microphone so tightly that my knuckles began to turn white. Your job as a speaker, make them see, make them hear, and make them feel what's happening. And then set the stakes. Before moving forward, give your audience a reason to care. Now, here's an example of a weak approach. So today we're going to talk about confidence. A stronger approach would be, because here's the truth. If you don't fix this, fear will keep you playing small. You will stay in the audience instead of commanding the stage. So show them what's at stake. Now, here's a recap of some powerful methods to craft an opening that will hook your audience and give you the certainty to own the stage with confidence, clarity, and control. Use that "if there were a way" hook that instantly pulls your audience in and tells them what's in it for them. Drop into the tension of the story. No boring intros. Use you more than I. Make it audience focused. Show, don't just tell. Use vivid details and set the stakes. Explain why this matters right now. When you do this right, your audience won't just listen, they will hang on every single word. Now, we've covered a lot today. Now, you know that stage fright is not a life sentence. It's a response. It's one that you can reprogram so you can step on stage with confidence, clarity, and control. You've learned the psychology behind stage fright and why it happens. You've learned how to override fear and take control of your body and mind. You've learned how to craft an opening that grabs attention and builds instant credibility. But here's the truth. Knowing what to do is only half the battle. The speakers who transform their confidence are the ones who take action. And that's precisely why I created Stage Confidence Mastery. Overcome fear and command any audience. This is a step-by-step mini course that walks you through the pre-stage confidence ritual, the simple science-backed process to eliminate nervousness before you ever step on stage. It walks you through the speaker's mindset shift, the mental reframe used by top speakers to turn fear into excitement. And it covers the physical control method, proven techniques to stop shaky hands, dry mouth, and voice tremors instantly. And the Captivate from the Start formula, a framework to command attention in the first 30 seconds of your message. And I've included a bonus, AI-powered speaker prompts to refine your talk, to boost your delivery, and optimize your stage presence. And for those listeners to my podcast or viewers of the podcast, it's only $47. So grab it now. The link will be in the show notes or somewhere right around this video if you're watching it on video. So don't let fear hold you back. Take action right now. That's it for today's episode of the Next Stage Speaker Success Podcast. Keep speaking, keep inspiring, and I'll see you in the next episode.